they're actually lying to you. Okay. There is no book ban. It is curation. There's a word for it. It's what you can't have every book that's ever been printed in the school library. You must curate your library.
Well,
so you curate it and you select things that are acceptable and are not. It's not
library. Books. It's curriculum.
Fair enough.
The issue in Florida was curriculum, meaning they were giving sheets to children saying, here are the books we want you to read. So I have a question for Democrats. Should Mein Kampf be in the curriculum for grade school kids?
Well, I mean, half their side supports that as a Bible, so sure.
Have the Democrats?
I mean
their whole argument against white supremacy and fascism, they'd say, how dare you, of course not, blah, blah, blah. And I say, should we ban that book in grade schools from curriculums? Or should we say, we will not include Mein Kampf in the curriculum for 7th graders? I'd like to see them say, no, book bans are bad. Fine. Stick to your principles, I guess. All books, all the time, everywhere.
Well, that's why it's weird to see Gavin Newsom talk about a book ban, because I had to look it up because I couldn't remember the actual titles of the books. But under his administration, they banned The Adventures of Huck Finn, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Of Mice and Men.
Wait, Newsom did?
Yeah, California has banned the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, To Kill a Mockingbird, and Of Mice and Men.
For being racist.
Yeah. So what you can do, apparently it's like you can ban examples of racism, or or even in literature, but you can't ban examples of sodomy, which is in the literature that they want still to be in these books. It's like, okay, so I'd love to try to figure out, give them a Venn diagram and make a show me where their points are.
32 attempted book bans targeting 87 titles across the state, focused on the books were basically considered. What is it?
And again, it goes back to it's not a ban because you can buy these books. It's just that they're not in the curriculum. So the whole premise is a lie. No. It's not a ban. It's curation. You can still get these books in the States. You can buy them on Amazon. This is all BS. It's all a lie.
I think Newsom came out against those bans.
Oh, did he? Okay.
I'm not sure, but a cursory search says that Newsom's administration pushed back on book bans. Let me read what it says. Governor Newsom signed Assembly Bill 1078. The legislation prohibits school boards from banning instructional materials or library books based solely on their inclusion of diverse perspectives, particularly those related to LGBTQIA and racial themes. So I think the racial themes was specifically targeting the bans of Huck Finn and things like that.
Okay, he opposed it.
He did oppose it? Yeah.
So he recently, what was it? He passed AB 1078.
Right.
That's required that you need 2/3 to ban it. Yeah. So sorry to attribute that to Gavin Newsom. That was California's attempt to censor those books.
But it is fair to point out that he's complaining about Republicans wanting to ban books while Democrats are equally banning books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just they're banning things that go against what they see in their head. But that's why it cracked me out when he asked him. He goes, "Who's gonna make that decision? Ron DeSantis?"
And the answer is yes.
Yeah, you make that decision. It's like if you want to have those books in California schools,
maybe the parents that go to the PTA meetings. That seems reasonable.
Parents having a say about children? That's crazy.
Crazy.
Well, no. In California, the kids keep all of their problems a secret and only talk with strangers.
Yep.
Yeah.
The teacher gets to know everything, and the parents can't be told the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild, man. I can't believe that they chose that as a campaign platform. But let's be real. The Democrats are they are a how would I describe this? A shadow monster. Right? A bizarro American person, right? So, Bizarro Superman?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's insane. He talks backwards half the time or whatever. So Republicans are like, we shouldn't allow criminals and rapists to come in. And Democrats go, yes, we should. And you're like, what? Why? And then you're like, I'm going to clap for this 13-year-old with brain cancer. And they go, ooh, that's bad. And you're like, why? Everything that regular people like, they hate. Every bad thing we're trying to stop, they like. It's just opposite party.
Well, that's where we say like the joke that, Donald Trump could cure cancer and the left would complain about all the out of work oncologists.
Right.
They'd be upset about that. And that's the reality of it. I think Bill Maher said it best. He was like on that, he was on, Podcast Save America. And he said, if you want to lose every election coming up, put parents in second place when it comes to decisions about their children.
100%. And that's exactly the message that the Democrats have been sending. Yeah. At least the message the Democrats in California have been sending. If you want to lose elections, tell parents that your children are not your children. And
oh, yeah.
it's a loser
Imagine
every
trying to
time.
make children community property. Basically, is what they're doing.
The crazy thing to me is that there are liberal parents who agree with it.
Yeah.
The sad thing is, I don't think there's I think it's one of those silent majority, vocal minority things, where the people who oppose it don't want to be ostracized in their community.
Maybe, but I mean, there are parents who literally support the school inflicting upon their children horrible things. And there are parents who bring their children to fully nude drag shows or like just inappropriate drag shows. There was when this whole thing was happening with the drag all ages drag shows they were trying to do, which have largely been pushed aside. There were parents bringing children to events where grown men were doing sex acts, or they were putting their children on stage at gay bars for men to throw money at. There were parents that were doing that. There are evil people out there.
I remember.
To be fair, though, there was a story out of Europe, I think last week, where a young woman gave birth to a baby and threw out the window.
Wait,
Where?
where?
She was an American. I think she was an American who was visiting France, and she gave birth and then chucked the baby out the window from like the third or fourth floor. Because there are insane people who do evil things.
See, that's one of those I would use as a test case on TikTok. I could make a video about that, and that's where I love to see the insanity of the left, because I could post about that and just say this was wrong, and then watch my comment section tell me how not wrong it was.
Yeah, here you go. I mean, I don't want to dive too much into this, but U.S. woman in custody after allegedly throwing newborn out of Paris hotel window.
Insane.
Baby was pronounced dead at the hospital, and authorities are investigating the case as a homicide of a minor younger than 15. That was from February 25th. There are evil, evil people, and this was a parent who killed her child. Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.